Previously on Southern Belle's Louisville, Shay treated Jeff to a taste of their future.
I really like these. I want little things like this.
Most place settings, I would say, run between $300 and $500.
Am I worried that Shay might be a bridezilla? A little bit, yeah.
And their future was celebrated by her dad and his new fiancée.
Ingrid is engaged to my father. She's actually going to be his third wife.
Julie finally fell for Kelly's matchmaking advances.
We should buy something for your date that we're going to fix you up to go on.
I don't think anything's wrong. I think a dating service is great, but I'm just not there. But I'm willing to go on one to help you get it going. To be quite honest, I've never been on a blind date.
Neither have I.
And was pleasantly surprised by her date.
Kelly, I think she has found her calling, maybe. How about that?
Emily's first assignment in Vegas had her fumbling for words.
Played preview. It was a little overwhelming, and I really wanted to get it right.
And returning to Louisville to let her hair down.
Emily is just probably the funniest thing I've ever seen.
How y'all doing?
But Dad hopes to keep her home permanently.
Terry Miners has got some opportunities for you where you could come in and you can co-host a show. I think you ought to think about it.
After being dumped by Sterling, Hadley turned to Russ for support. But his latest conquest was a little too hard to handle.
This is Hannah?
Why am I even jealous of Hannah? Maybe that means I've got feelings for him.
Tonight, Emily gives in to her dad by giving the local radio gig a shot.
When you're on this station, this is a news talk station, so you have to be kind of clued into what's going on in the world.
But that's not my beat. That's not what I'm covering.
After Julie took the date bait, Kelly dishes the dirt on her dinner with Aaron.
I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Let's do the bad news first.
I talked to Aaron.
After a 12-year absence from riding, Shay confronts the pain of her past.
My parents got divorced and they sold my horse, but I'm glad to get back here and kind of face my fear.
Hadley's confusion over her newfound feelings for Russ has her jetting off to the Windy City and to the arms of another man.
He's definitely as cute as I remember.
Oh, that's very sweet.
And Bubbles' abnormal behavior causes Kelly to take some drastic measures.
Maybe Bubbles has learned it from me. I do like to hump a lot. One of my guilty pleasures, if you will, in life is I like to freeze my face. I don't like for anything to move. I love to have Botox. I think I have an addiction to it. So I wanted to drag the girls with me.
Have any of you guys had Botox before?
I haven't.
So all we call Botox virgins, yeah.
I am completely homegrown from head to toe. This is all natural. Hard to believe, I'm sure.
We just sort of mark out what we think is going to be appropriate to sort of take out the muscle. I'm going to use like 10 injections.
I hate needles. Just the thought of people cutting on me, just ugh.
These are very quick injections.
Oh.
Well, when you put needles into skin, that happens. How easy was that? I mean, you look great.
Dr. Calabrese, I'm turning 29 in like 3 weeks and panicking. I'm all for plastic surgery. I haven't really had much done. I had a chickenpox scar removed. But that was it. Oh, no, I had my ears re-pierced. And that's it, for real. For now, at least. What about my eyes being refreshed? Sometimes I feel tired in the eyes.
Your eyes for a second.
Oh, Lord.
Does it hurt? Be honest.
No.
I'm trying to avoid the blood vessels because I'm trying not to get you a bruise.
I felt better. I felt new and improved.
My mom's thing
ready
is,
to
if
go.
in doubt, don't.
Right.
And
It's not like you can't do it tomorrow.
I'm not saying that I'm not ever going to do it. Probably after I have babies or something. Okay, raise your eyebrows. Let me see. What's going on with you? You've been kind of quiet.
Did you ever tell your dad about the Vegas job?
Yes, to that.
And what happened?
He tried to convince me to stay and
Check out some options here.
My dad doesn't want to see his little girl go. He wants to keep me as close to the nest as possible.
So, with that in mind, I'm going to spend some time with Terry Miners, who is a big-time radio talk show host, as a co-host.
Oh, so I get to hear you. Terry and I met when I was about 16 years old, and I had gotten my first on-air broadcasting job as a radio DJ. He kind of took me under his wing. I don't think there's really anyone better to learn from in the entire state.
We're going to see how well we connect on air and see if there's any opportunities there.
What's going on with you and Russ, you crazy woman?
I just don't know if I could, trust him as far as I could throw him. I mean, he's dating, twins and everybody else.
How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. This is Hannah.
I can't help but think he's definitely trying to make me a little bit jealous. Why are you contemplating trusting Russ? Why does it matter? He's definitely expressed interest in dating. Sterling hauls off and dumps me. Now I'm sitting in this gray area with Russ. Are we friends? Are we more than friends? Should we go into that?
You could possibly lose your very, very good friend if you do that.
And I don't want to do that at all.
Exactly. It's a lot of guys.
Well, speaking of a lot of guys, I met a guy last year at Derby. His name is Charles.
I met a guy at Derby last year, and he's really cute, and we exchanged phone numbers. He actually called me.
So he has said he's going to be in Chicago for work and wants to know if I want to come hang out and go to dinner. We think this is good? I'm asking.
Why is it bad?
Explore.
I'm already nervous. I'm swallowing hard.
You better call us and let us know how it goes. Today I'm at the radio station and I'm going to be spending a few days with Terry Miners.
Look who's home.
I really, truly feel like I'm making the right decision with Vegas. But my dad has kind of put me up to this, and, I'm humoring him a little bit. I mean, I love Terry. He's a great broadcaster, but I've already done that. I worked with him when I was 17. It's not anything that I haven't done before.
This designer. I always say, who are you wearing?
Terry's always been very opinionated and says what he means, and he's not too keen on me being in Vegas. He wants me to stay here.
Las Vegas. There's so many schemers, so many scam artists. That is the worst place in the world. How are mom and dad, all right?
Great, they're great. Yeah.
Are they excited about your current exploits?
Yes and no, They want me to be happy, but at the same time, Las Vegas is really far away, and, we're pretty
We're going to
close.
talk about that a little bit here. What I'd like for you to do is kind of co-host with me a little bit.
I don't really know what to expect, especially with Terry, so I'm a little nervous of what he might try to throw at me. I think he might try to throw a few curveballs.
Gotta go to work. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a guest host in here for a little while today. It's none other than Emily Gimmel. Good to see you again, darling.
Of course, always good to see you.
You met President Bush one time, didn't you?
I've never met President Bush. My parents have met him several times.
Oh,
I got a phone call from President
That's
Bush.
what it was. I knew you were tied to him somehow. So President Bush, nonetheless, had a little trouble over in Iraq. Did you see that video?
Of course.
Yeah, he had a little trouble there. An Iraqi reporter somehow took it upon himself to take off his shoes and then hurl them at our president. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine something like that?
I felt a little out of my element. I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't want to say too much or too little.
Entertainment reporter. Let's talk about entertainers. Tom Cruise making the rounds on the interview shows because he's promoting a movie, right?
Yes, Valkyrie. My primary focus for my journalism coverage has always been in Hollywood, so if it's not happening out in LA or where the stars are, then I really don't have a clue.
What is the premise of the Tom Cruise movie?
I don't know. Why don't you tell us, Terry?
I believe he's an officer in the German army during the Third Reich days with Adolf Hitler, World War II. And who won World War II? I've forgotten.
You're asking me this question?
Yeah, I'm asking you the question.
What do you mean?
Who won World War II? I can't remember. Okay, we're going to put that down as a did not answer. That's if the Germans had won World War II, you'd have a German accent.
I was mortified. I mean, I went to college.
But when you're on this station, this is a news talk station, so you have to be kind of clued into what's going on in the world.
But that's not my beat. That's not what I'm covering. This isn't fair.
Sure, it's fair.
Bubby?
Bubbles. Since Bubbles humps all the time, and really when I say she humps, she does it about 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. She goes at it for a good hour. Then she'll rest, take a mid-morning nap, and she gets up again for a nooner. I thought maybe I should call the dog therapist. Why is my dog hump all the time?
Kelly?
Hi, yes.
Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa.
How are you? Nice to see you. This is Bubbles.
Hi, Bubbles.
So Dr. Melissa comes in, and I'm starting to explain Bubbles' behaviors.
So is that her favorite toy, or that's not a toy she's allowed to have?
She referred to Becky as the toy. Well, it's not a toy, it's Becky. That's her girlfriend.
Okay.
That's Becky, the stuffed animal. Okay. And Bubbles grabs Becky, of course, and then eventually figures out that she could throw her on the ground, and then jumps down herself and starts her lovemaking. And I think that she gets something from it.
She seems very, very happy.
It's like she has a blow-up doll. Is it bad for her to continue to do that?
It's not bad for her. It can be embarrassing for people. Does she have any health issues?
No, she's just horny.
One of the problems you're having is that she's using dominance behaviors. She's, as we say in the trade, she's humping.
I know that it's a dominance thing with dogs, and I think that it's because she has such a little spunky personality, and I'm very dominant with her.
Tell me what your behavior is. What makes you think that you're being dominant? How do you work with her? How do you play with her? What type of things do you do with her?
We play ball on the stairs all the time.
Okay.
She's a very active animal. When she doesn't have Becky, she's very sad. And I don't want her to be sad. I want her to be happy. Is there any sexual thing to what she's doing?
This actually isn't love. It's not romance. It's not sex. It's literally dominance.
I'm kind of a dominant person.
Okay.
I have some dominance issues. And I like to be in control. Is there a possibility that, it's like my boyfriend jokes. He says, she takes after you. I say, no. So maybe Bubbles has learned it from me. I am pretty active. I do like to hump a lot.
Coming up,
He's like the guy in the magazine that you're like, God, he's good looking. Honest to God, he's totally on my leave.
I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Let's do the bad news first.
I talked to Aaron.
when you live in Kentucky, horses are as American as apple pie. And in Louisville, polo is a high society sport. So Shay gathered the girls to take in a match.
So what's happening? There's a ball, there's a mallet, there's ponies, wine.
Raise your hand if you've been to a polo match, ever. Oh my God, I'm the only one.
I don't know if I told you guys, but I grew up, like, my whole life riding horses. You know, I would compete, and I loved it. And then my parents got divorced, and they sold my horse. I needed to go to school and concentrate, entirely on my education. So my horse was sold. My parents were going through a divorce. It was a tough time. I really just identified completely with my horse. It was an escape from the reality. And when that was taken away from me, it hurt a lot. It was like always a place that I could go to, that I liked, and I felt comfortable. I just decided I'm not going to deal with it this year. I'm not going to deal with it the next year. And it kept going. And then it's suddenly like it's 12 years later. Like I feel like it's something that I just haven't gone back and dealt with. And I always thought, when life stabilizes, I'm definitely going to come back to this. All these years I wanted to get back into it, but I'm so nervous to get on a horse and fail at it.
I think life works in mysterious ways. I get dumped, and then this guy that I'm, mucho interested in calls and just says out of the blue, hey, I'm going to be in Chicago. Why don't you come visit? What is a girl to do? I'm literally just grabbing stuff out of the closet, chucking it in. I'm pretty much not folding anything. I don't even know if I have two of one shoe. It's just, I'm nervous. I feel overwhelmed. I have the butterflies.
Hello?
Hey, Emily?
Hey, babe.
Do you want to go swing by and get Shay and come to my place really fast? I just need some girls over here.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'll explain when you get here.
While Hadley waited for reinforcements regarding her love life, Julie met up with Kelly to discuss the fate of hers.
So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Let's do the bad news first.
I talked to Aaron, and he does not want to go on another date.
Why? I thought it went well.
Hey.
I'm Julie.
Julie, I'm Aaron.
Aaron, nice to meet you.
Wonderful to meet you.
That is so funny.
Small world, huh?
He felt there was a lack of chemistry, and he said, I didn't feel like she was really into me.
I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed. Rejection didn't feel good.
Did you feel like you were guarded at all?
I was trying not to be. I had this long-distance relationship with an Australian guy, and in my eyes, he was perfect. I was scared to death, but we just knew that we wanted to try. But that didn't work out, so I'm very protective of my heart, and I think that's understandable. When you've had your heart broken, you don't want to go through that again.
The good news is that I do have someone else that I'd like you to go out with. I felt really bad because Julie's date was not a success with Aaron, but I had another guy for Julie to go out with.
How do we know this isn't going to happen again?
It may. Never know. That's the chance you have to take.
It's very scary to be vulnerable.
This guy is probably a better fit for you.
Tell me why you think that.
He's very cute, tall.
That's good.
Physically what you're attracted to. His name is Cody. I think you'll like him.
How do I know that he's not going to get... I mean, I can't help thinking right now. Let's go for it. I'll do it. Sometimes you have to be vulnerable in order to make yourself available for good things to happen. I feel like this is part of my new thought process. I'm going to give new things a chance. I'm going to, even a second chance if it needs it.
So you're in the right mindset.
Right.
Hello. Hi. I'm totally freaking out. I've got to call the girls, for reinforcements.
Okay, come in, slam the door.
Now I'm feeling really insecure.
What's the deal?
Right. So I've got to be on a plane in literally 15 to 20 minutes. I have to leave my house.
You move fast.
Well, I know, because I just got dumped, so it makes me look like this big slut bag. Is this crazy? Is this totally nuts?
But you only have once.
He's like the guy in the magazine that you're like, God, he's good looking. Honest to God, he's totally out of my league. Totally out of my league.
Do not put yourself in a league.
Well, I'll bring back photographs. Just wait.
She is flying to Chicago to go on a date with a guy that she met a year ago. I have no idea what this girl is up to. Can anyone vouch for him? Does anyone know him?
Here's the thing. He's my boss's best friend's son's friend. He's from here.
Boss's best friend's son's friend.
Yeah, got it.
That's vouched for.
He's a traveler, he's a go-getter, and he looks like a model. So, right.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it makes me really nervous.
You should be. Nervous is good.
Nervous is fine.
Can I say, though, that I haven't had these intensive butterflies, in all honesty, I haven't had them in a really long time.
That's exciting. That's how it should be.
I think if things work out in Chicago for Hadley, maybe it'll take her mind off for us.
God, this is exciting. De-stress. It's a moment. This is good. You'll always remember this, whether good or bad.
Coming up.
Aw, that's very sweet.
He's definitely as cute as I remember.
After a rough start, Emily returned to the radio station for another go at co-hosting.
Today is round 2 with Terry Miners, and I'm going to go work under his wing a little bit more as his co-host.
Oh, you look mighty fine.
I'm back. The first day was a little awkward just because things didn't go as planned, and I think if anything, it humbled me. And today I really hope I can find my groove. You want to take a day off or two? I think I could.
Go right ahead. I'm sure you could host a show. What would you talk about if you were hosting the show? I'll be the guest. I'll sit over here.
I would
probably let people call in and let them decide what we should talk about.
No, you're the driver. When you're the host of a show, you come with game.
What I respect most about Terry is how well he's established himself. So any kind of career advice he can give me, I'm more than willing to listen.
I've never known you to not be able to talk on the fly. That's why I think you're perfect for this.
Do you think people would listen?
Sure they would. It would have to be what comes out of the mind of a 24-year-old woman, so it would
Sexy and smart.
be sexy and smart. You're with 84 WHAS. Terry Miner's here, and in the studio with me is Emily Gimmel.
Now coming to you live from 84 WHAS AM, we have the sexiest sports broadcaster alive. I'm talking about Lachlan McLean, folks.
That's my new open, by the way.
I don't do well at being cheesy or, being extra goofy. Sexy, I think, is what I do best. Thanks.
Republic Bank and Trust Company, Bloomberg Money News. Now here's Erickson Blakeney.
Hey, Terry, I want a better intro. Come on, like what Locke got.
Yeah,
right,
Erickson Blakeney wants an intro.
Okay. Now, live from New York, we have the Bloomberg Money Man. I'm talking about my man,
That's
Erickson
what I'm
Blakeney.
talking about.
That's
what
it, right?
I'm talking about. I like it.
I was a little more comfortable today. I was a little more myself. I definitely think Terry and I clicked a little bit more today.
You were awesome.
Really?
That was great.
Anything.
Those intros for Lachlan and the guy in New York. The guy in New York, he loved that.
Well, I hope I made his day.
You're making new friends everywhere.
I hope I made him smile a little bit.
Absolutely.
I did this to humor my dad, and I really ended up enjoying it. So I'll give him a little credit and say that this could be a really great learning experience for me.
Today I am coming to do my bridal shoot for Louisville Magazine. I had my interview with them a few days ago, and I've been waiting on a call, and I finally got it.
Hey!
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Thanks for calling me.
After being blown off by Aaron, Julie faces the bitter irony of having to model wedding gowns at her latest shoot.
How many looks are we doing altogether?
We're doing 3.
Okay.
So Gina will get your makeup going, and then we'll do hair, and then we'll get you in the gown. And
Okay. That's what's fun about it, And so it's not so much acting. Some people say, oh, I'm shy, but when I'm on the runway, I get to act.
Oh, I like those lips.
She's gonna look gorgeous. All right, will you marry me?
Yes.
Yes!
Didn't even have to put much thought into it.
All right, here she comes.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Over this way, just a fraction. There you go. That's good. Very nice. Very nice.
One thing a day like today has made me realize is my agent was definitely right. Expanding my portfolio and opening myself up to do shots that maybe I didn't visualize myself in that role has opened up a whole nother world of clientele to me, and it's obviously paying off. My work has doubled, so that's really exciting.
You're poking out again. Here, put your arms down and... Sorry.
Yeah, you.
Breathe.
I'll go down, you go
Breathe
up.
and exhale.
Okay.
See?
That's making me giggle. That's right. The new trick I didn't know.
All right, I think we got it. You found your dress. You still need a man?
Yeah, exactly. If I can find a man as perfect as the dress, I'm good to go. When I put a wedding gown on for a bridal fashion show or a photo shoot,
Nice. Very nice.
I think to myself, I am anxious, to find this person that just, blows me away and have a family. And I feel like I'm primed now to meet the right person.
Hadley flew to Chicago to meet Charles, a marketing rep for Chanel she knew from Kentucky. Could it be that on a whim, romance awaited her in the Windy City?
You gonna come on down?
Yeah, I'll come down. I'll be down in an hour.
Shut up.
Basically, at this point, I would consider myself a big ball of nerves. I don't know if it's because it's like we haven't really talked on the phone all that much. I mean, it's just a random text message here or there, and I haven't seen him in a really long time.
Hadley, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm great.
I haven't seen you in a while. You look nice. I know.
Thank you. You too.
He's definitely as cute as I remember. He had the blonde hair and the blue eyes, and he had flowers for me. Oh, that's very sweet.
Hold on, baby, it's a bumpy ride. Don't know where we're going, but we'll be alright. Two wide-eyed dreamers keeping hope alive.
Welcome aboard, guys. Watch your step on the tour.
Oh, beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Charles and I did, the big like trolley hop thing, and we got to go to some different locations around Chicago. So what are the plans for tonight?
Got a couple ideas.
Number one.
Well, one being dinner.
Hey, well, I have a question. Are you gonna get like really dressy? I mean, are you gonna like pull out like a tie and like bust out all the moves?
I'm gonna bust out all the moves.
The first time I met him, I thought he was so far out of my league. I'm so used to dating the guys that are, let's order pizza, let's have a 6-pack of beer, and he's not so much that kind of guy. So are you gonna come pick me up?
Down in the lobby, or how about I just meet you at your room?
Lobby's good. Lobby's good. Here I am in this amazing city on this amazing date with the most amazing guy, trying to get away from little Russ, little devil. I feel overwhelmed. I don't know, something's bubbling up, and I don't know where that's coming from.
Coming up.
Well, hello.
And who is it? It is Russell.
I'm actually headed out.
I think that he likes to keep him in my mind. It's like a little Russ ringer.
Ingrid is my dad's fiance, and we are going to get our nails and toes done.
No, I use that all the time. I like Liberty.
Cheers.
Cheers, honey.
Getting to know Ingrid, she's, new into our family. I feel like I want to spoil myself on manicures this year.
Absolutely.
My parents' divorce, remarriages, divorces. I think those things make you a little cautious, letting people into your life.
I like them kind of square with rounded corners. I can tell that Jeff's parents are ready for a grandkid. When we were in the Outer Banks, they were playing with these kids the whole time.
Really? So did you figure you could have babies right away?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I just think that I need to get a house,
I understand.
perfect. I'm just one of those, I want everything to be perfect. I'm still trying to figure out exactly, what he's going to expect of me and what... I need to do. It's just stuff I haven't thought about.
But, I tell you, I really could feel for Jeff. And, when you just move to someplace else from something that you already know and just something to an environment that is...
Away from your law buddies.
Exactly.
Away
with
from
everything. It's difficult. It's a very difficult... it's a transition. It can be... Some days are really good and some days you get kind of depressed and,
Well, sometimes I worry that I'm not paying attention enough to those needs.
But Shay, I was married for 17 years and, would probably still be married today had my husband not passed away. And I'll tell you, there are good times and bad times in every marriage. You go through things and you help each other grow and you get through the issues that you might encounter.
Ingrid herself has been through a lot. She had true love for her husband. It was just an unfortunate and sad situation. So I know that she does want to be with someone for the rest of her life. And I'm so happy that my father found her, and I think that she has a lot that she can teach all of us.
And, I know it sounds really just silly, but even just little things like just to slip a note in his pocket or something,
He loves those.
Yeah, all those little things really do make a difference, and...
Ingrid said, don't forget the small things. And I think that's something that I've thought about recently. I think that I'm aware that I need to express myself more to Jeff, because how would he know how thankful I am that he's around if I don't tell him?
I just need to make sure, though, I don't forget those.
Right. Those little tiny things that are really important.
They matter so much.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we've had a chance to spend so much time together and get to know each other better.
He's a keeper.
Right.
I'm anxious in a good way, to go on a date for the first time in a long time. He makes me smile. So, what more could you want, really? What are you doing?
Well, hello.
And who is it? It is Russell.
I'm actually headed out on a guess you call it. I don't know.
Do your thing.
It's a new person. You don't know her.
He's always dating, oh my God, 5 girls. So, I don't know.
What about you? What are you doing?
I told him I was in Chicago seeing a guy. And his first response was,
Really? Well, cool, I guess. Have a great time.
I will. I think that he likes to keep him in my mind. It's like a little Russ ringer. He knows exactly when to call every time. Every time. You guys order dessert and chill out, relax, and enjoy your date.
Right.
Bye. You know, I really need to focus on my date with Charles. Not so much with Russ's date and Misty.
Coming up.
No, don't get crazy tonight. I'm not taking care of you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Seriously, how hot is he?
All right, well, get on. It makes me really nervous to get back in the saddle because I used to ride on a daily basis, and it's been 12 years since I've been on a horse.
Back in Chicago, Hadley and Charles were on a romantic date.
To life.
To Chicago.
Chicago. Cheers.
Kind of excited.
I know, right? That's it for sure.
This is actually Misty and I's first date, and I actually took her twin sister out about 3 months ago. It didn't work out. I'm a Southern gentleman.
Yeah, because he took out my twin sister.
Yeah. So anyway, so
Do you normally do this, like wine and dine kind of guy?
You want some more champagne?
when I picked up my phone, I had Misty and Misha. They're right there together, you know. Clever.
And you just went with the first one?
Well,
maybe that's your problem.
That's what Hadley always says.
What else do you want to do, like before you die?
Oh, I want to travel more. I've got a trip down to South America. You should come. All you have to do is make the decision and say, I'm going to do it, right?
She's actually in Chicago right now. She's on a date.
Yeah, well, how do you feel about that?
I'm happy for her.
So, like, if Hadley wasn't dating somebody, would you date her?
Who knows, but...
I check, right?
Next date.
Mine
Our
would
next
be-
date in San Francisco. Because I've got business out there, too, so I figured.
Where do you go to San Francisco for?
No, I was joking.
I thought things were going really smoothly until we had this awkward, weird moment. I have something to say, and this is going to sound absolutely awful.
What's that?
I actually questioned everything you're saying. I wonder if he's saying what he thinks I want to hear.
I don't know what you want to hear.
So, lo and behold, I realized this guy sounds like a real jerk.
I just pulled in my 8th walleye. You know, they're all like big fish and very goal-oriented. I think life is very special.
He's just full of crap and totally give me just some BS line.
No.
Yeah. Completely self-absorbed
I'm envious of myself, yeah.
and like, you know, a big idiot, so.
Okay. I don't think bringing a blow-up doll to a nice brunch is a bad decision.
What more could a girl ask for?
It was at this moment that Hadley realized she'd rather be back in Louisville drinking beers with Russ.
Oh.
I am here at Ceviche, my favorite restaurant, and I'm waiting for Cody. Blind dish dates, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'll always be a little bit unsure because I thought my date with Aaron went pretty well, but apparently it didn't, so I'm a little nervous about the date with Cody. I think rejection causes me to proceed with caution. Hi, Cody.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good to meet you, finally.
Good to meet you.
Have a seat, have a seat.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you find it okay?
Yeah.
When Cody first walked in, I thought, seriously, how hot is he? It's a good start.
I'll take vodka soda lime. Thank you.
No, don't get crazy tonight. I'm not taking care of you.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
My first physical impression of her was, she's gorgeous. I'm like, wow, don't mess this up. Figure it out.
Kelly, she's like, there's this guy. He just moved back here from Florida. He's awesome. She just had this laundry list of kudos and accolades for you.
No, she said the same thing. She's like, she's outgoing, she's a little wild, you're a little
She
wild.
did not say I'm wild.
Oh,
I know she didn't. You're making that up.
Really?
I think you wake up the next morning every once in a while and you only have one shoe, kind of the thing.
Wild makes me think of a drunken fool.
And I like it. Hell, that's what I like.
I think Kelly did a good job with this one. Cody is very witty, quick-witted. I love that. I'm having a great time, so I hope he is, too.
True story. When I was little baby, I actually won an ugly baby contest. You never want to see me again if you see how ugly I was when I was a little kid.
Oh.
Oh, I'll show you pictures when I was little. It was bad.
Then you turned into a swan. Was that points for me right there?
Yeah.
We should go dance.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll go salsa or something like that. See how that's a slow close on a guaranteed second date. You like that?
That's good. That's really good.
I'm working on it. It's good, right?
But if you would have just said, do you want to go out again, I would have said yes too, just so you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. That's a good sign that we have an agenda of things to do next. Thank you.
That was good.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for meeting.
All right.
I'll walk you through.
Okay, dating is ultimately a numbers game. And sometimes you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you meet your prince.
Emily's back at the station, and she's proved she's got the goods. This is everything her dad would want. But would it be enough for her to stay in Louisville?
If a job was to come open and we had an opportunity for someone who's right in your demographic, you know, we've got KISS 98.9, would you consider the opportunity to stay in Louisville to work in the media here?
You think I would thrive here?
Professionally, I think you can do great.
If I can thrive as a broadcaster, but also as an individual, as a person. I mean, this isn't a guy or a pair of shoes. It's a huge deal. I don't want to look back and be like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Well, it's not like...
But I don't want to look back and be like, I mean, my parents aren't getting younger, you know, and... It's not life. It's not just a job. I mean, it's not something I take lightly at all.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Miss Shannon.
How's it going?
Good. I'm at Westgate Farm, and I'm meeting up with Shannon, and she's pulled out one of her horses for me to ride, to have a little bit of a lesson, a little refresher in jumping.
All right,
It's such a challenge. I love it. It makes me really nervous to get back in the saddle because I used to ride on a daily basis, and it's been 12 years since I've been on a horse. But I'm glad to get back here and kind of face my fear of the things that made me nervous about getting back in the saddle.
Just in case?
Just in case. It's taken a lot to get back to something that ended with hurt, unfortunately. Hopefully, I can make this a part of my life again.
All right, why don't you go ahead and do some walk-trot transitions around the arena. Just get some control going. Okay, change directions and then we'll start jumping. Okay, now balance, bear. Whoa, wait. Oh.
Hey! Thanks for coming out.
Oh, honey, I would have missed it for the world.
I thought it was so nice of Ingrid to show up and support me riding. I think it just really showed that she understands that getting back on the horse was difficult for me. But beyond that, I think it shows that she has a genuine interest in her relationship with me.
Honey, you're looking so good. Good. Hey, you know, you got through girl.
I mean, coming from a broken family, there was a lot of instability for me. My father's always been like the structure in my life, and my mother is quite the Southern belle. She stresses really easy. And Ingrid is grounded. I think she's very wholesome. Quite frankly, she's perfect for my father.
Beautiful.
Ingrid, with her time and her efforts, is just like really showing how much love she has for the family. She's not just, you know, marrying my father. I'm really excited about that. That's not the way it's been in the past.
Woo, all right. Now kick him up. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay, balance. Beautiful. Awesome job. That was great.
I feel like getting back on the horse makes me realize that I can take on issues now. In the past, I've just kind of been dealing with issues that were presenting themselves. I have to take them to give them a bath. Thank you for coming. I feel like I'm getting that family that I missed.
Do you want to come back into the farm and we'll watch them off?
Love to.
Good deal.
Let's do it.
All right, everyone, it's Emily again. We're back in the studio with my co-host, Terry Miners.
I have taken over the big seat. I am in the boss chair right now, and I've got Terry with me. And Terry, what are we talking about?
Well, I guess since you're interested in moving to Las Vegas for some reason.
Terry's trying to convince me to stay here. It's just, you know, there's a lot of opportunities out there for me career-wise, and I've, you know, been offered this amazing job, and it's really, really difficult to pass up. You know, Kentucky is such a special place, but then Las Vegas, I just feel like there's a lot of things that I can achieve there that would be a heck of a lot more difficult for me to do here. Vegas is where I want to go.
Try and find your space in the world. Try and find